Yo! Okay, before I start absolutely shitting on Naruto, I don't actually hate it, but it has loads of problems, and most of these problems comes towards the end of the show. But even the beginning isn't perfect. Like when I was watching this show, I thought it was fucking sick. But as soon as I took my nostalgia goggles off, I could see just how many problems there were with the show. But let me first talk about some of the good things about Naruto. I mean, from a production point of view, even though it's inconsistent, it's still pretty good. And that's mainly because it's hard carried by the soundtrack. Like the composer from part 2 of Naruto literally did the soundtrack for Hellgirl and Shiki. And if you've seen this video, you should already know what I think about Shiki's soundtrack. Still talking about the production, some of the fights are actually incredible. For example, Kakashi vs Obito has some of the best hand-to-hand choreography I've ever seen. Especially with the way they switch back and forth from their past self with their current selves. It's just a really impactful fight, not just because of the choreography, but because of how it affects the plot as well. But some of the other fights are fucking bullshit, and I'll get to that later. The power system was so interesting at the start. It had so much potential, until it didn't, but I'll talk about that later. Until they decided to shite all over it. The lore and history of Naruto was actually fucking sick. I'd even go as far as saying that the history of Naruto was as interesting as real life history. This was until they decided to reveal a particular information that shouldn't have existed in the first place. Okay, that's enough break. Now that you know all the good things about Naruto, it's time for me to rip this show's bumhole into a million pieces. Okay, first of all, there's just way too many fucking characters. That in itself isn't actually a problem. But when combined with a spasticated author, it just becomes a mess. I mean, compare it with something like World Trigger, which also has a lot of characters. They're just night and day in terms of character writing. Like, even though Naruto has loads of characters, aside from a few villains, they're all fucking shit. Why even have them if you can't even write them? Like, what even is their purpose in the show? Aside from being fucking love interests for the main characters, which I'll get into a bit later. It's just so fucking sloppy, man. Like Kishimoto, did you forget that they're humans as well? Bro, she literally has less screen time than a swing. Honestly, you can call her a bitch or annoying or whatever you want, but that's not my main problem with her. Kishimoto did her so dirty just cause she's a female character. Like, why even give her potential in the first place when you're gonna be like, whoops, she's a female character, she's not allowed to be as strong as these two? And it's even worse when she says, oh, I finally caught up to these two. Did you leave your fucking eyes at home? Okay, now that I'm done with the female characters, let's talk about the other garbage characters. Sasuke, more like Sasuke, but in all seriousness, he's just fucking edgy. Like, all he thinks about is fucking revenge, until the end where he suddenly doesn't want revenge anymore. Like it's a fucking switch that he can turn on and off whenever he wants to. For some reason. I seriously don't understand why people compare him to Aki from Chainsaw Man. At least with Aki, he loses his desire for revenge through his interactions with Angel Devil, and it's not fucking sudden like Sasuke. I mean, he was alright at the start, but as soon as Sasuke fucked off, he developed major tunnel vision. Like, come on, man, you can't keep crying over Sasuke every fucking episode. This guy is nothing but a simp. In fact, he's the fucking master blaster of simps. If you couldn't already tell, Naruto has an obsession with revenge. Like everyone and their mom's dogs want revenge on someone for some fucking reason. But Obito's the fucking worst. This guy literally started the biggest genocide in history because his crush got donutted. What the fuck? Are you taking the fucking piss? Kishimoto must think I'm a spasmoid or something. I could rip these characters all day long, but that's enough for now. Let's move on. Guys, remember when I said that the female characters only have one purpose in Naruto? Well, how comes the execution of their one purpose is still fucking shit? Hinata is literally a stalker. Sakura nearly gets stabbed by his crush, and Karin literally gets shanked by his crush. She's alright, I suppose. But considering how fucking obsessed Naruto was, Kishimoto just should have paired him up with Sasuke. Remember when Kishimoto said that hard work overcomes everything? Well, it looks like he doesn't believe in that himself. Honestly, what even was the point of Rock Lee's character arc when he's gonna get shafted to the side in part 2 anyways? Like, he's pretty much useless in part 2. Kishimoto, can you make up your fucking mind? Okay, so one of the things that Naruto teaches is, like, forgiveness, innit? Which is a good thing, isn't it? But why are you forgiving these twats? Like, it doesn't make any sense, man. This guy is literally a mad scientist that does human experimentations. And not only that, he started an entire civil war and even killed their ninja president at the time. And guess what? He has never paid for any of his crimes. And don't even get me started on Simp Obito. This absolute bellend started an entire genocide over a girl who frankly didn't even like him back. And I thought Simp Eren was the king of simps. But clearly fucking not. And Naruto has the nerve to call him the coolest guy in the world. Fuck you! Look, I get it, he was on about the kid Obito that wanted to be ninja president. But piss off! If I was a citizen in his country, I'd never vote for Naruto as the ninja president. This guy literally forgave Adolf. Naruto, have you lost your fucking mind? And even worse than that, is that he forgives them after his hour-long lecture. And the worst part is that these villains actually listen to him. What? If I was a Naruto villain, I'd tell him to fuck off. Because 1, he's fucking stupid, and 2, he's a kid. Why is he acting all high and mighty? Okay, that's enough about the morals and shit. Guys, remember when I said that the history of Naruto was fucking sick until a certain point? Well, let's talk about that now. Why did they add the Kaguya bullshit? Like, it was so random, man. And you could tell it was a last minute addition, considering there was no foreshadowing, no nothing, man. Like, if you got rid of this entire thing, it would make a fucking difference. And not only is it so fucking random, but it also added an already repetitive plotline. And it's the manipulation nonsense, man. Like, look at this. Why'd they need to repeat it 3 times? Once is enough. Honestly, at this point, I'm convinced that Kishimoto only added this plotline just because he didn't find any other way to kill off Madara because of how strong he fucking was. Like I said, the power system was actually quite interesting. For example, the bloodlines where you mix 2 elements together was actually so cool, man. Well, that was until they introduced fucking wood release. Why the fuck did they make wood release so much stronger than every other bloodline abilities? Like, it just made the power system so unbalanced, man. And it's not because Hashirama's strong. Even Yamato has some ridiculous abilities, like being able to restrain a tailed beast. How the fuck can wood release do that? It just ended up making every other mixed element so fucking weak. Not to mention that by the end of the series, there's so much power creep that you basically see fucking Megazords fighting each other. This is not fucking Power Rangers. What the fuck is going on? And some of these Megazords are flipping summoned by a pair of eyes, which just makes no sense, man. Naruto in general has some really shitty writing, but this is the pinnacle of fucking bollocks. There's just so much shit that comes out of nowhere. Especially the Kabuto versus the Uchiha brother fight. Kabuto was literally dominating that fight the entire time until Itachi busts out arguably the most busted ability in the entire series, which is like he puts Kabuto in like a fucking hallucinating loop until he becomes like a good person or something, which is fucking bullshit, man. How's that even a thing? Like literally this ability just came out of nowhere. Kishimoto, did you even try? Neji got done so dirty, man. Like imagine dying just to advance a romance subplot. Piss off. Anyways, like I said, I did enjoy it while I was watching it. But looking back, there's just so many problems with Naruto, man. Like if I watched Naruto for the first time today, I don't think I could sit through it, man. Alright, that's enough, bye.